All right, thanks for joining us. You've got John Bush and Joe Ackery on the line. What we wanted to do today is just share a little bit about what we do here at Act On, and not knowing what you're trying to accomplish, give you a high-level overview about what Act On does, and we'd love to chat with you further afterwards to see if it could be a good fit for your specific use case. So what I'm going to do, I'll share a couple of slides, and then I'm going to jump in to my demo account, and I'll share with you a little bit about what Act On looks like and where it has some features that are pretty extraordinary. And then I'll hand it over to Joe, and he'll give you a little bit of a technical overview as well, and we'll wrap this thing up and send you on your way. So as far as what Act On does, I think that the key to marketing automation is to understand that what we're going to do is put a beacon or a piece of code on your site so that we can track what individuals are doing on your site, so that we can score them and ultimately send them engagement or content that's really relevant to what they're looking to achieve. And then when marketing is done with them, pass them over to sales. And so we've built a platform that helps us do that, from the way that we help you create landing pages and email templates to our analytics and reporting on the back end, and as well as our integrations with other types of point solutions that are going to help the marketer achieve what you're looking to achieve. So these integrations might be with CRM solutions. We work particularly well with Salesforce Dynamics, Sugar CRM, as well as some others. We've got excellent event management integrations. We fairly recently built out our Zoom webinar integration that is, from what I understand, the best on the market. So would love to talk about that if you're using an event management tool. We've got BI tools that we integrate really well with internally. We use Power BI and integrate with folks like Tableau and others. And then on the social media side, we have some internal capabilities, but we also white label Octopost, which does a lot of great posting and calendaring on the social space, and you can always connect through a Zap or through Kazumi. So it's a little bit about our integrations. And at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is help the organization and the marketers increase the top of their funnel, so the folks who are marketing qualified leads, and then work them until they're qualified and increase that number of quality sales qualified leads and ultimately the revenue for the company. That's what we do really well. We've been doing this for about 13 years now. We work with a ton of customers. Our CSAT scores are excellent, so we'd love to talk to you about how we run our customer success organization and some of the customers that might be good examples for the types of things that you're doing. And that's a little bit about us. What I want to do now is share my screen, and let's just start right here and show you what the product looks like. And what I'll be doing right now is first going through our template library, how to create an email or a landing page. Then we'll talk a little bit about segmentation and creating lists, and as well as our scoring model, which I think is one of, if not the best in the business. And then I'm going to share a little bit about what our automated journey builder looks like, and then I'll pass it over to Joe. So as you see here, this is a home screen. It's really easy to edit. If you don't have something in here as a user, you can just include it or not include it, and it'll show up right here. So everything that you want to do on a daily basis should be here. I also like navigating to the left-hand side to show you how easy it is to create some of that content, do some inbound or outbound, and looking at reports as well. So why don't we do this? Why don't we start by showing you what it looks like to create an email or a landing page. So here I've got our catalog. All of this is included with Act On. It's completely free. And if you wanted to create a landing page or an email template, you can either use one of those from our catalog, or you can create it from scratch yourself. And this is what our WYSIWYG editor looks like. It's extremely easy to use. You've got the ability to do things like add images, video, RSS feeds, and the like, and very easy to review it once you're done. So it looks like we put a form on this particular one. You can see what it might look like rendering it for a mobile or a tablet. All of our email templates are fully responsive, so very easy to do this, and it looks very similar when you're creating an email template, and we'd love to show you that as well. What I want to do right now is show you what it might look like to create a list. So let's just say you've got 8,500 people in your database. You can go in and just create a segment right here. And this is a very cool and easy way to do it. So if we've got CRM tied in here, or if we don't, we can grab the fields from the CRM or from the list if you're uploading it to Act On, and we can really start segmenting out who we're going after, so that when we are creating an email or content that we're sending out, that we are very specific with the group that we're sending it to. And you have the ability to do and or custom Boolean logic. So for instance, you might want to segment based on something like a profile, which would be like maybe a name or a title, a department. So oftentimes the types of person that we're looking for has a specific job title, let's say like Chief Marketing Officer. We could do CMO, that kind of thing. You also have the ability to do it based on behavior. So let's just say in the last 30 days, somebody's opened a message at least once. So this is an engaged group of CMOs that we're targeting. And let's make sure that they have at least an overall score of 100, something like that. And and then you just save it, and this is your segment. As you saw in my marketing list here, we have a bunch of segments that we've already created. But I want to share with you our scoring rules right here, which are really easy to set up and maintain, and they're meant to be scores that really reflect what you're doing in your business. So for instance, if we're going after a B2B audience, we want to maybe ignore folks who have a personal email address that they've put in the form or that exists in our database. We want to go after people who've really given us the right type of information. We also, from a recency perspective, really want to make sure that we target individuals who are hot leads. And to do that, you can set the activity score in a way that really prioritizes the type of prospect who either you've had success with in the past or who you believe you're going to have success with. And we have some best practices that our strategy team puts together when we build this out for you in our post-sales process. But you can always change this or tweak this, and this is where you're going to get a lot of value, is being able to understand who are the people who should go to the sales team as quick as possible, and who are the people who maybe need a little bit more nurturing. So that's how we do the scoring rules. Now, the last thing I want to do before I pass it on to Joe is talk a little bit about something that we've fairly recently, let's just leave without saving those. Something that we fairly recently built out, as you can see, new, which is our automated journey builder, which really gives you an idea of how individuals are moving through the pipeline and where we're sending folks who've maybe been quiet for a little bit or need to need to receive some content and haven't yet received it. So these are really easy to expand on and to continue to branch out. So very exciting stuff from our product development team, and frankly something that was a little bit overdue because we've had a lot of customers who've said, hey, this is something that we are looking to accomplish, and this is one of the prettiest ones that you'll find. Joe, is there anything that you think I'm missing around some of the things I just described? Anything we want to double click into before I pass it on to you?
No, it's probably a bad idea if I start showing features because I just love kind of digging into the details here. Just know that this is great for automating a lot of the email cadences that you would normally do, but you can also do other things such as manage lists, send alerts to sales teams that are using any of the CRMs we'll review today, as well as a number of different use cases. So this is kind of the Swiss Army knife that's in your marketing automation platform that will really drive a lot of people to either your website or to your landing page, as well as take care of those nurturing programs for you.
Great. Wonderful. So here, let me do this. I'm going to stop sharing, and then Joe, if you can share your screen, we'd love to dive a little bit deeper into the integrations and the like.
But let's start with the some of the reports that you can get out, because these are the benefits of having those two platforms integrated. I'm going to start with looking at just a website prospector. This is something that comes with all instances, and what it's doing is that once we put a tracking beacon on your site, we'll be able to monitor a lot of that traffic inside of Acton, as well as see who is on your site as well. So right here, you see a good mix of all visitors from everywhere. So we're getting people from maybe a broadband company, individual people. Down here, you'll see some maybe other types of things. So people that are coming in from a store or another location that has an IP address. So that's that numeric address associated with their business name, which is what you would see up in here in the URL. So those individuals will appear here, and we can filter between the two. So we have the known prospects. These are the people that have filled out either a form or have come into us through your CRM, or they've clicked on an email message that we've sent them. So when they're on your site, you'll be able to see that, and then your sales team can very easily add an alert so that they get an email the next time the individual is on the site. For the anonymous prospects, we have the ability to filter out people from companies. So again, the registered CNAMEs that are associated with the IP address, as well as the ISPs. So these are great to be able to filter out maybe the people that are coming in from home versus the people that are coming in from a company. So there's a lot of great stuff there. If I go back to the known prospects, you'll see that, for example, I can open up Penny Scott's contact record, and we'll see in coordination with the information that we're gathering about the number of times she's been to your website, other things like the number of emails she's received and any that she's clicked on or opened. So all that is going to be tracked in here, and you can even overlay additional data regarding the buyer's journey to this point by simply adding information to the timeline filter, and now you can see that's all being mapped right here. Now, the great part about this is your sales team is going to be able to see this inside the CRM, and we'll take a look at that in just a moment. But until then, why don't we go ahead and take a look at just a couple of the reports. There's three that I'd like to show you very briefly. The first one being our funnel report. The funnel reports are great because these are things that you can control and build. Now, when we go into an implementation phase with you, we will build out a couple of these for you. But basically what we're doing is we're measuring the volume of people through a period of time. So you can see here that in normal circumstances, when we don't have a CRM attached, we would be gathering these blue numbers. But the benefit of going with Acton and having that connection is that we can also pull in things like pipeline and then won opportunities to really prove out marketing ROI. We also have a revenue attribution report. This report right here is something that you can run very quickly, and it will surface a lot of information about what's going on in your marketing program. You can see that if I sort this. I can sort by least to greatest and greatest to least, identifying my high-performing assets so I can re-promote these, make sure that we are making sure this is front and center as much as we can, as well as maybe recycling these. But with this type of information, I can see the number of deals that were won that are associated to the marketing efforts. So we're taking that financial data and mapping that straight over to the closed won business. And this is for the first touch attribution, the first thing that somebody's encountered on their way to becoming a customer. But we can also track that multi-touch right here, and the same type of thing you can do here. We can sort the greatest to least and then least to greatest. This view is particularly important on both the first and multi-touch because it's going to tell you where your underperforming assets are so that you could trim those from the marketing program and then not worry about those, or perhaps take a look at them as a diagnostic tool to see if there might be something wrong with the asset that you can quickly resolve. But these are great reports to really understand the performance of your marketing program. Now, the others that we have, the forms, media, landing pages, email, and website visitors, these are all out of the box. They don't require an integration with the CRM. But if I click on the website visitors, this is going to give you a flavor for the type of information we can pull out of the system. So you can see we do month-to-month comparisons. I can see my daily visitors report. Any of these charts, if I'm really interested about what's going on that day, I can simply zoom in by dragging and dropping across that period. I can even do a little bit extra zooms to try to find out what's going on for October 6th. And then I can reset this. Any of these charts that we're about to take a look at, I can always get at the information that's behind them. So the print chart, JPEG, PDF, CSV, all that information is downloadable. This will also give you an idea about the top companies that are visiting. So here's my top 20. I can also get a very good look at the search terms people are using to find me. This is particularly great because, again, if we want to start seeding our web pages or landing pages with these types of terms, this is a great place to go to get that type of information. I can also get, for example, top referring sites to help me understand maybe where to place some marketing dollars if I'm looking at doing some paid advertising, as well as referrals from social media sites. Those are all trapped right here, and then we can monitor that on an ongoing basis. Now, that said, why don't we take a moment to look at some of the additional opportunities you're going to be able to see inside of Microsoft Dynamics. So here's where we were at inside of Dynamics. Basically, what we're seeing here is just the dashboard we've configured. Now, we're on a legacy version, as you can see up here. It's right across the top, but we can work with multiple versions of Dynamics, even in an on-prem solution, should we need to. But in this particular version, we have this configured to show some of the open opportunities and open leads. These are things that you'd want in Dynamics, whether or not you had a marketing automation system hooked up to it. But where Acton starts providing value is over here. So here's all the activities that have taken place. So in addition to maybe myself as a sales rep making a phone call out to somebody, we're also tracking the activities that Acton has been doing, as well as Microsoft Dynamics, so that your team can see what's taking place there. One other benefit that we can provide your sales team is the insight into the lead score view, and this lets me help plan my day. So I can try to figure out, who are the people that I might want to start thinking about towards the end of the day, where I might have to do some extra work to get a hold of these people. Or if I start focusing on the top part, I can immediately get into the people that already know who I'm at, and then combine that with the fit score that Dynamics provides, as well as some of the others. Earlier, we mentioned that the sales team could access some of the data that is inside of Acton, and this is where you would find it. Very easy to see these tasks that have been completed. These have been assigned to them. So with the automated programs we were talking about a little bit ago, I can actually write tasks into the CRM. This is where they would appear. I can also click the activity history to get some information about the person I'm about to talk to on the phone. And here's where we can get that information as a salesperson. And if I click this, you can see how I can pull that in, as well as what we were showing a little bit earlier to get the complete buyer's journey before I get on the phone or send out that email. The score sheets that John was referring to a little bit earlier are all right here, so I can even filter down to maybe some of the specific. We're taking a sum to get that 383 by adding some of these others. So customer marketing would have 62. That would contribute to that overall score. But now I'm in the score sheet, and I can filter that down to the activities that have happened for that particular score sheet. So great stuff. I can also see that score over here and then filter back and forth between the types of activities this person's doing. So I can understand that person's behavior prior, again, to calling them on the phone. Now, another thing I can do is I can send an email straight from the system. Very easy to do. I simply pick this. And then here, what I can do is I can compose a blank message. It'll be recorded in both Acton and in Dynamics, as well as call up a template that my marketing team has created for me. And that can be a very glossy, image-heavy, slickly designed HTML type of email that I want to send out. Or it can be something as basic as a text email that I would send out to make it look a little more personal, like it's coming from me as if I had written it. I can also access things like sent messages. Again, the template messages, though, these are the things that marketing has said I can have access to. So your marketing team will have full control over what sales can and cannot see. If I go back over here, the other thing that I can do is come down to the sales view right here and click on this Act On bit. Once I do that, that's going to take me to something that also probably looks very familiar. Here's our website prospector that your sales reps can see. So again, here they can read about the people that have been on the site. I can see the visits that have come through. So this is a great little thing to see as well as, again, as a sales rep, I can actually add an alert. So I know the next time whomever is at Talk Broadband's on the site, I will get an email. So it lets me know. And at that point, I can start maybe navigating the phone tree to try to get a hold of somebody to speak with. One of the other things that you can see here is, in addition to these people, these pieces right here, I can also get into some of the other types of things as well, such as my sent messages, any scheduled messages that are ready to go, some dashboards. Again, if this is a live site, this will be populated, as well as my website prospector reports and so forth. So there's a lot of information that I can access through this panel to very quickly help me out with my day. And with that, that should give you a good flavor of how Acton plays with Microsoft Dynamics. I'm going to pass it back over to John for some closing comments.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. So what we're hoping to do is speak to you specifically about what you're trying to accomplish and see if Acton could be a good fit. So please reach out, and we'd be happy to speak with you and learn a little bit more about what you're trying to do. Thanks a lot.